he will have certain actions. The first action is evaluate answer script. He will handle class, he will mark attendance, and he will set question papers. Now, these actions are also called as verbs. My God, my word is going very bad. So what are these actions called? Verbs. Anything which denotes an action is called as a verb.
Verb.
So now you have got two things. One is noun, the second one is verb. So this noun called lecturer has many verbs. Evaluate answer script, handle class, mark attendance, set question paper, etc. Now, this noun and verb is a combination. For example, for this lecturer noun, there are these many verbs. So we call this as, combination is there, no? We call this as use case. We call this combination as use case. What is the meaning of use case? One noun having many verbs is called as a use case. So the combination of noun and a verb is called as a use case. Now, this particular noun will have certain properties. Very important. Will have certain properties. Now I said lecturer. Every lecturer will have a name. Every lecturer will have a qualification. Every lecturer will have a mobile number. So lecturers, a lecturer noun will have properties. A lecturer will have verb. Okay. Now I'm coming to this once again. So you had an actor called lecturer. So the lecturer actor had number of actions, that is evaluate answer script, handle class, mark attendance, set question paper. Now this particular lecturer also had certain properties. The properties were the name of the lecturer, the employee number of the lecturer, the mobile number, qualification. Now what I will do is I will diagrammatically show this now how it can be written. I will draw one box. Okay. Now in this box, what I will do is I will put one bifurcation here. I have put one bifurcation. Is this clear? Up portion and down portion. So in the up portion, what I will do, I will put one more box. I'll show you how to do that. I'll put one more box. In the down portion, I will put one more box. Now in this, I am going to put all the properties. What are the properties? He will have employee number. He will have name. He will have date of birth. He will have qualification. All these are what? Properties. In the down box, I am going to put all the verbs, which are nothing but set question paper, mark attendance, handle class, etc. Now, I told you that in C programming, we had a concept called functions, correct? What was a function? A function was a small module which performed a particular task. See, you wrote a function called sum. What did that sum function do? It found the sum of two numbers, correct? Similarly here, I can say handle class is one function. Handle class is one function. It will have open brackets and close brackets. Or just write like this. Handle class is one function. Then you have one more function which is called as mark attendance function. Yeah, mark attendance is one more function. Then evaluate answer script is one more function. I'll just simply write AS, okay? AS answer script is one more function. What else is there? Set question paper is one more function. So I'll say SQP. SQP is one more function. So now this box has got two sections. the first section of this box, now this section of the box, what I'm showing you, this section of the box is what section? Can you tell me now? This section is what section? I just told you. These are properties. Correct. So I'll call these as properties. And this section is called, yes, what is it? Very good. Verbs, functions, methods, whatever you call. But don't use verbs now. You use methods. Verbs are also correct. Okay, we'll call it as methods. So I will call this as methods. Okay, hold on. I think this is properties. We'll put it up. Okay, now these are, what happened to that? Why it's not coming? Oh my God. Okay, I'll write it once again. So these are properties. I'll take one more box. Add text. These are methods. Now till here, is it clear? Okay. Now, what I am showing you now, this picture, what I am showing you now, this picture is now called as an object. And the name of the object is called as lecturer. The name of the object is called. So an object lecturer will have two sections. One section is the properties and the another section is methods. Is this clear till here? Okay. Now just pay attention now. In C, I will write integer A. What does this mean? Is a variable of the type integer.
Yeah.
Correct? What is integer? Integer is a type. Type, no?
Yeah.
Suppose if I say float B. B is a variable of the type. Now what I will do, now you observe this. Now I will say Lecturer. Give me the name of your lecturer. So I'll say lecturer Balu. So what does this mean? Balu is an name of the object lecturer. Is it clear? So I'll add Balu, then I will add Gautam, then I will add Sunil, then I will add Arjun. Like this, I'll add so many objects. So all these objects are of what type? Lecturer type. That means this Balu will also have employee number. So this Balu object will have employee number. Balu object will have name. Balu object will have date of birth. Balu object will have qualification. This Balu can handle class, mark attendance, evaluate, answer script, set question paper. Gautam can also do it. Sunil can also do it. Arjun can also do it. So what did you do? You put all the collections together. You put all the collections together in one common quantity called as lecturer. Now what I will do is I will replace this here lecturer as a class. Now I'll call this class as a lecturer and I will say for this lecturer class, these are the objects. Balu is one object, Gautam is one object, Sunil is one object and Arjun is one object. So I can say lecturer class has got collection of objects. So now what is a class? A class is nothing but collection of objects. And every object has got properties and methods. I'm telling you, class is like a container. Okay. In that container, you are putting many objects. So what are the objects you are putting? These are the objects you are putting. So all these objects belong to a class called lecturer.
Okay.
Now, lecturer class means it will have these properties and these methods, and all these objects will have these properties and these. Suppose let us create one more class. Let us say that I have one more class called employee. Just you can make a note of it. I have one more class called employee. In employee class, okay, I will have employee number, I will have name, I will have date of birth, I will have qualification. So here he is working for your company called Centum. There is nothing called handle class. There is nothing called mark attendance. There is nothing called evaluate answer script, set question paper and all. So there the thing is he will work on a machine. He will work on a project. He will work on quality. So these are the verbs. No, these are the employee class objects are different. Lecturer class objects are different. Now you take a class called police. Now that police class also will, instead of handle class, he will catch criminal, he will collect fine, he will file a case. Those functions are different. Now there is a police by name Ram. So the name of the class is police. The object is Ram Lakshman. So those objects are different. Lecturer objects are different. Employee objects are different.
Yes, sir.
What are you trying to do? You are trying to segregate like this in the form of objects and classes. This is what you mean by object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming means analyzing the problem in terms of objects and classes. In structured programming, you simply write functions upon functions upon functions. There is no segregation at all. In object-oriented programming, there's a clear-cut segregation. You have classes, you have objects. You have classes, you have objects. So classes are nothing but collection of objects. You take one class, it has got some collection of objects. You take another class, it has got some collection of objects. Now suppose if I take a class called furniture, I will take a class called furniture, let us say. So what are the okay, we will not take a class called furniture. We will take a class called stationery. We will take a class called stationery. So what are the properties of the stationery class? You will have length, width, color, so many things. No? So stationery means it can be anything. Eraser is a stationery. Pen is a stationery. Pencil is a stationery. So what happens in the methods? Can write is one method. Can erase is one method. Correct? Now object is pen and pencil, which means pen and pencil are the objects of the class stationery. Now can I put that pencil object in a class called lecturer?
No.
Very good. Can I put a lecturer object in a stationery class? They are different. Because the lecturer will not have the properties of a stationary class, and your stationary objects will not have the properties of lecturer class. So you are clearly differentiating. No? What are you basically doing is in object-oriented programming, you are basically differentiating. That's all. You are segregating things. How you are segregating things based on properties and methods. That's all. And after segregating, you are attaching objects to whatever you have segregated. This is what is the meaning of object-oriented programming. Now, this concept is there, no? See, all of you have eaten capsule. So now you consider this entire box as a capsule. In this box, you have two sections. One is the properties section and second one is the method section. Correct? Putting this property and the method in a class called lecturer is called as encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is nothing but putting properties and methods within a class. That's all. It's called as encapsulation. So that is the first property of your object-oriented programming. So I will take a class called lecturer. In that class, there are two sections, properties section and a method section. In properties sections, I will have some properties. In the method section, I will have some methods. For this class, I'll create objects. So putting this properties and methods within one small capsule called as a class is called as encapsulation. So when you open the class, you will get two sections, property section and method section. When you close it, it will be binded. So this is called as encapsulation. I will recall once again, there was a class called lecturer. This lecturer class had got 4 objects: Balu, Gautam, Sunil and Arjun. Is that clear? Now, this Balu object will have an employee number. This Balu object will have a name. This Balu object will have a date of birth. This Balu object will have a qualification. So we'll go ahead and write this now. So I'll write it here. Maybe 1 second. I'll write it and show you. So it'll be very, very clear now. So I'll write it here now. So what I'll do is, so I'll say BALU dot EMP number is equal to 100. So what is EMP number? EMP number is a property, correct? This property is attached to a object called Balu. And what is the value? 100. Is it clear? Now, comma, then name. Balu dot name is equal to my full name. This is my full name. Then is equal to So what I have done, I have taken this property, and this property. So one more property is there. Okay, what is that property? Balu dot so this is one property. So now EMP number is there, name is there, date of birth is there, qualification is there. I've got different values. Similarly, I have one more object by name Gautam. So I will say Gautam dot EMP number is equal to 101. Then Gautam dot name is equal to this is name actually, okay? Then I don't know his date of birth, something I'm giving. Then so what did you do now? You took 2 objects. For these 2 objects, you gave values to employee number, you gave values to name, you gave values to date of birth, and you gave values to qualification. Correct? You can create 100 objects. You create 100 objects like this. For all the 100 objects, you can give the values to employee number, name, date of birth, and qualification. Understood? Now, using Balu, I can say handle class. So suppose if I say, I can call this method. I can say Balu dot handle class. It means I am handling the class. I can say Gautam dot handle class. I can say Gautam dot set question paper. I can say Gautam dot evaluate answer script. I can say Balu dot handle class, Balu dot mark attendance, Balu dot evaluate question paper. Because every object is different. Now each lecturer will have to handle class. Each lecturer will have to set question paper. Each lecturer will have to evaluate answer script. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is common, very, very, very common. This commonality is used by multiple objects. Correct? So this commonality is called as a class. Whatever is common, no, it is called as class. And whatever objects I am creating, they are all the objects of this class lecturer. Okay, now you can see here. Suppose now in C programming, now I'll tell you the exact difference between C and C++. You will understand this now. So what I'll do is I'll take a new document. See now, what I will do is, suppose in C, if I say integer A is equal to 10, then if I say A is equal to 20, now what will be the value of A? 10 or 20? Now you're telling A is equal to 20. So 20 will be replaced by 10, correct? You understood this or not? Or you want me to explain? Suppose if I say integer X, okay, I'll say integer X. Now I'll say X is equal to 5. What is the value of X?
5.
5.
Now if I say X is equal to 10, what is the value of X? What happened to the value of 5? That means if X gets a new value, the old value is erased. If I want both X and Y, if I want both 5 and 10, then I have to make this as Y. Create two variables. No? See what happens in object-oriented programming? Now can you find the difference? I have one employee number only. I have one name only. I have one date of birth only. But this employee number will hold the value as 100 and also it will hold the value as 101. It is holding two values. It is the same employee number only. But this 100 belongs to Balu object. This 101 belongs to Gautam object. So the variable, the property will have multiple values, but which value the property is having depends upon from which object it is being called. If I am calling this, if I say print balu.emp number, it will print 100. If I say gautam.emp number, it will print 101. If I say aritra.employee number, it will print 600. It is same employee number only, but it is holding three values, 100, 200 and 600. These three values are coming from three different objects, but employee number is the same. This is the concept called encapsulation. Now I will ask you a question. Now you tell me, one of you explain me what is a class. Now I'll come to know whether you understood or not. What is a class?
So class is a collection of objects.
Excellent. That's a textbook definition. Now what is an object? Object is a part of a class or instance of a class. You can call instance or part, whatever you call. Now you have a class called lecturer. How many objects are there? All these objects, will there be different values for employee number, date of birth and qualification? This is what you mean by instance. What do you mean by instance? Tell me. See, what is the time now? At this instance, what is the time? Suppose if I ask you what is the time, next minute, what it will be the time? 11:24. Time is same now. There are two values now to time. One is 11:23 and one is 11:24. Time, the time variable is the same, but the value is changing from 11:23 to 11:24. Is the variable changing? Similarly, employee number is a property. Balu's employee number is 100. Gautam's employee number is 101. But employee number remains the same. Property remains the same. The name of the property remains the same. The values keep changing. How does the value change? Depending upon the object. Object-oriented programming, there is no need to create those many variables. You can just have one employee number variable and you can use that employee number variable for Balu object as well as Gautam object. Suppose if you want to do this in C, you know how you have to write the program? I will show you now. Now you'll understand very clearly. So you should say Balu EMP number is equal to 100. Gautam EMP number is equal to 101. Then you have to say Aritra EMP number is equal to 102. How many variables you created? 3 variables you create. But in object-oriented programming, you'll have only one EMP number variable. That's all. That variable, that property will have 3 different values depending upon the object. That is the basic concept of object-oriented programming.
Correct, sir.
You understood now? Okay. So in today's class, we learned what is a class. We learned what is an object. We learned what is object-oriented programming. I made you understand what is structured programming. What is top-down approach. What is top-down approach? Is dividing the problem into a number of subproblems. C programming. Here, you are following object-oriented programming.